Hello, my name is Frederick Ewa, and we are still under the topic network system for transmitting information. Today we are starting a new subtopic which is called guided and unguided network system. And this topic will show you how computer and other network device communicate and also how data passes through the world. And by the end of the topic, a student should be able to know what a computer network is, differentiate between guided and unguided system with some example without referring to any book, and also classify network types. So, if you talk about a computer network is a group of two or more or devices connected together so that they can share information, resources, and communicate to each other. Some of the network are wireless, like Wi-Fi, and the wired, like the use of Ethernet cables. Ehen. And you can define a computer network in this way too. A computer network is a interconnected group of devices such as computer, servers, a smartphone that communicate with each other. So this is a perfect example of a computer network. All the devices here are come together with one internet. So you can see a client, a laptop, a tablet, a desktop, a printer, and you have a router and a switch which is connecting the devices together to the internet. So that's example of network device. And we have network hardwares or network devices, which I mentioned earlier. So the devices are also known as networking hardwares, and they are the physical equipment and component required for communication and interaction between devices on a computer network. So example of these devices are switch, router, hub, access point, modem. There are a lot. And so they are called network hardwares or networking hardwares. And this example of the hardwares we are talking about, we have router, we have hub, we have Ethernet card, we have repeater, modem, switch, RJ45 gateway. There are so many. And so all this, without this device, there's no way you can connect to internet unless maybe how do you call it? You use the wireless aspect. Mhm. And let's talk about the network types. So we have a local area network, which is the line. It's one of the type of the network. We have a PAN, which is the personal area network. We have a wide area network. So we are going to talk about all this one by one. So let's pick at the local area network first. Is when you talk about area network, it covers some small area or like homes, schools, offices. It allow computer and devices to share files, printer, and other or internet connection. Think of network that connects all this computer or the lab. So for the picture here is telling us how the line or the LAN works. It You can find it in a small area. So it has a meter that where you cannot go beyond that. If you go beyond that meters, you can disconnect from the internet. And that one they normally use it at the offices. So let's say when you go to the GCB, the schools and other things, the network that they have been using. So the manager can share one file across those around the office or those are using the internet. And so it's very simple for the offices and you see this laptop is connected to the switch while and all these things all in one network. So that's called the area network. And you have the wide area network. And the wide area network cover vast geographical areas, even across countries. Yes, continents and other things. So let's say MTN, for instance. MTN is an example of a wide area network, telecell and other things. It goes beyond Ghana. When you go to South Africa, you can get MTN and other networks there. I think Zimbabwe too, they are using MTN. So there are a lot of countries that are connected to the internet. So looking at the picture here, you can see the small area networks, they have come together to form the one. So let's say an internet from uh, GCB, EcoBank, Usted, and other campuses. They are the line, and they have come together to form a one, to form the global or the vast one. So that one, it covers a lot of areas. And you have the personal area network. That one you normally use this in our home, connecting your Bluetooth to the device around you. And that one have some short meters. If you are away from that meter, you can the Bluetooth will disconnect. And so see the picture here, the Bluetooth is connecting to the PC, the headphone, laptop, and the tablet and other things. And once you move away from that small area, the Bluetooth can disconnect. That's one of example of the perfect picture of the personal area network. So as we talk about the differences, the area network, what do you call it? The line, it covers some small geographical area, and the one covers a global, and the pan is just few meters. So the examples of the line is the school network, one is the university campus, university network, and the pan is home network. So these are the differences between the line, wine, and the pan. And let's talk about wired and wireless network. So network can be wired using the cables like Ethernet cables or fiber optic, or wireless using radio frequencies, radio waves such as Wi-Fi, circular signals, and other things. So all these things you can get access to internet. So let's go to guided or wired network. Guided on wired network is the use of cable to connect devices together or to another in a network. They are called guided because the signals are directed along a specific path. So with this, without the line that they've set, the network cannot pass through anywhere unless it passes through the line that they've set for the distance. So sometimes, let's say, uh, for recently the example came, a news came out that Mami Wata have chewed the network cables and other things. So that cable was a fiber optic that connect to the wide area network. So once it cuts, meaning the network cannot go or passes through, it will break on the way. So that's how the uh, guided or wide network works. And these are examples or the types of guided networks. You have twisted pair cable, coaxial, fiber optic, and the twisted pair, that's the normally that uses the RJ45. You terminate, then you connect to the Ethernet port. And the coaxial, those are using TV satellites and other things. That's the cable they normally use for the signals. And the fiber optic, as I said, that one is uses for the backbone of the internet. So when you are connecting from the main source to the let's say the office area, that one you can use the fiber optic. So that's the examples or the types of wide network. So let's go to the unguided network or wireless network. It refers to communication method where signals are transmitted through the air or space without the need of physical cable. So with the wireless, that one you use the space or the signals to get the access to the internet, especially those are using Wi-Fi. You don't need any connection. Once you on it, the frequencies or the radio waves will let you get access to the internet without connecting any cables. And so that one, you can get a signal from everywhere. It doesn't pass through only one channel to get the internet. And this is an example of unguided or wireless network. So you can see the router here is connecting to the laptop, the tablet, and the phone using the signal to get access to the distance. And that one, it requires for an IP address before you can get access to that. And the difference between wired and wireless network, the speed can make a difference, and uh, latency or reliability too can make a difference. The security of it, the convenience or the mobility. So with the speed, wired networks deliver a consistent speed close to your internet plans. So when you are using the reason why the office they like using the guided this thing that it run faster. It run very faster. And the wireless tools, wireless it doesn't all that faster, but sometimes it can broke on the way, the distance, and other things can cause it. So that's the difference between the speed and the reliability to the wired is very low latency or stable or unaffected to by interference. So with this thing, nothing can interfere. But with the wireless, you can see that the interference will be many. You'll be seeing some gains and other things coming along the way to just interfere, slow the network. And with the security, the wireless, the wired is more secure by default since physical access is required to connection or to connect, and the wireless to secure when configured. So unless you've configured with some password and other things before you can, but with this thing is by default. And for mobility, that's where the wireless comes strong. For the wireless, you can take it anywhere, wherever you are. You can take it along. But with the wired, it's very difficult unless you are in your offices or where they have set up the listing before you can have access to the internet. So that's the difference between guided and unguided when it comes to um listening. And these are some few essential questions I want us to work about. Uh, so what when you talk about a computer network, what is a computer network? Then also you give two example of each. You give two example each of guided and unguided networks system, and you list four examples of network hardware from the examples provided. So these are the essential questions I want us to work on that. All right, thank you for joining me with this section and have a great day. Bye bye.